Okay, so I think it's like 8, there's no bloody watch on my wrist. It's 9 a.m. right now. We're waiting for Vivian, the founder of Zilch, to pick us up. She's so lovely. I'm super excited to meet her. Nice to meet you. Say hi to the camera. Hey! No, they're so pretty. Vivian gave them to me. She's such a sweetheart.
Matches what you're wearing too.
Guys, we are here and it smells divine.
It smells really nice here.
This is why we are here. Zilch. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Vivian.
I am Dr. Vivian, but everyone just calls me Vivian, and I am the founder of Zilch acne formula.
So like, what made you start Zilch?
So, long story short is I'm a Chinese medicine doctor, so my background is that we're sitting in our clinic here called Cosmetic Acupuncture Melbourne, for those who are in Melbourne. And I typically see mostly acne, dermatitis and skin conditions. So over the years, I've been treating people for acne, and with a 90-something% success rate, I kind of woke up one day and went, I've got to actually make this into a product.
Yeah.
Because typically we see people that have been on harsher drugs and things like that, antibiotics, accutane, and they all do, like I explained to you, have their place, but there is a very, very big hole in the market for people that are looking for more of a holistic and natural approach.
Because like people who take accutane, my brother especially, when he took accutane, he had so many side effects.
Yeah.
It was crazy. He had like nosebleeds, and then he had like joint problems and muscle ache, and he also was diagnosed with depression.
Yeah.
And we're like, how is that even possible? Like,
Where's that come from?
How would accutane do that?
Yeah.
And then when I did my research on accutane, this like drug is very serious, and I didn't want to play Russian roulette with my body. And so when I stumbled upon Zilch, you know, I was so amazed. 100% natural, real Chinese herbal medicine. So, and it's worked wonders for my skin. So I'm so thankful.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we're here.
So, like, just coming off the back of what Liz was saying, like, Zilch is very different to a lot of the things on the market because it is just pure herbal extracts. There's nothing else in there, no nasties. That's how we kind of, that's our point of difference. And it's actually really highly effective, as
I know, oh my god. So like, I think it was in May this year, I had severe cystic acne all over my cheeks. And it was because I had a really horrible reaction to milk thistle. And do you know why I broke out because of milk thistle?
It does well for most people, but sometimes because milk thistle detoxes the liver, if your body is not ready for that and it's not balanced for that, then it can typically go the other way.
Yeah.
But that's not just milk thistle, that's just anything, you know.
That's
it's
true.
not going to suit everybody.
Yeah, that's the thing, like a lot of the times the internet will tell you, you know, take milk thistle for your liver, your detox, and you need to be really vigilant when it comes to what the internet kind of suggests you to do. So I took milk thistle, and I think it was so harsh on my body that the detoxing was put my body into shock, so I started detoxing on my skin instead of like natural detoxing. So I got cystic.
So it was purging.
Yeah, it was purging everywhere, and I was freaking out. And then Zilch, Vivian came in time. She saved the day.
We reached out and said, hey.
Yeah, so I had like an email, and they said, you know, would you like to try Zilch? I did my research. I saw that it was 100% natural, and I really wanted to get into myself in this like holistic approach to healing my skin. And after taking it for a week, my skin was like flattening down. I felt so much better.
That.
It was crazy.
Your first post, I think it was 2 weeks, and I was like,
I know.
okay, I know the results because I get to see it every day as, you know, as a Chinese doctor in the clinic. But just seeing your side-by-side photos that were not edited.
Exactly.
I think what did you call it? A golden gay tie?
Yeah.
Or something with a bumpy
I know,
bumpy
I
skin.
always get,
And
I get
like,
pizza face, I get golden gay time. Because like, even though I try to cover my skin with a lot of like makeup, you could still see the bumps underneath my skin, and I just couldn't hide it at all.
Because that's what cystic bumps are. They're so much deeper.
Exactly. Yes.
I'm just going to show you guys.
Yeah.
For anyone who hasn't seen it.
So these are the tablets, and they literally smell like the real thing, because it is the real thing. Yeah. So these brown tablets, and you take 4 in the morning and 4 at night. and make sure it's 20 minutes prior to eating and post eating.
So I'm going to, while you have me here talking about the dosage, I'm going to clear something up a little bit because people kind of go, whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Why do I need to take 8
that was
tablets?
like me at first. I was like, 8 tablets a day. That's
the reason why the dosage is 8 tablets, that's more for if you've got a more severe type. If you've come in with mild, moderate, you probably would start at 4 or 6 tablets. The reason why you need to take so many is because we're so used to taking synthesized, I'm not going to say drugs, I'm going to say supplements that have been derived, whereas this is actually like they've actually gotten, the process of Zilch is that I order it, they will source the raw materials, and it actually is extracted from the actual root and the bark and the leaves and all the ingredients that are in there. So because it is a pure extraction process and then it's essentially granulated and then pressed into pills, like that's actually how much you need to take to be able to have the dosage that is required. So
and I prefer
it kind of makes it a little bit more real, I think.
It is, yeah.
After you get used to the fact that you have to take 4 tablets.
I got used to it, I think, after 2 weeks, and when I saw phenomenal results, I was like, yeah, this is what I need to do, and then I'll do it. And especially like when I was in Vietnam like a year ago, I had to take 3 glasses of bitter herbal medicine. It was so bad, like I couldn't down it. And I had to like dilute water after, like my chaser, but you're not meant to have like heaps of water with the herbal medicine because you're diluting the effectiveness of the herbal medicine or something, I'm not sure. But I'm so glad that I can now take it in tablet form instead of the
So essentially someone's done that for you,
Yeah.
they've boiled it, they've extracted it, but then they've granulated it and then pressed it into tablets so that it's in a
which is awesome.
much easier to take form. Because I still in the clinic, if you came to see me in the clinic, would be in powder. So that's a little bit of a background about sort of where Zilch came from.
And this is my face, guys. I'm gonna pop in like a before picture. This is what it looked like, and this is my skin now. So I have I don't have any cystic acne right now. It's crazy. I haven't had cysts for a solid like 5 months. When I first took Zilch, I took it for 2 months, and then I started weaning off it in the 3rd month, and then I stopped taking Zilch for 3 months. And within those 3 months, my acne didn't come back at all. But of course, which is so amazing. I'm always so thankful. But of course, like you get acne for a whole number of reasons. It could be stress levels. It could be like, you know, your hormones change or your diet. So I always remind myself that Zilch isn't something that I strongly rely on. It's more of a supplement that really helps my body kind of heal itself very holistically. And that's what I love about Zilch.
And I'm assuming you didn't have side effects and things like that, because
No,
it
I
was a very gentle
it's
formula.
so gentle, and like the thing is, I had no purging effect, and I didn't want to go through that purging effect like milk thistle. So I'm glad that Zilch didn't have those adverse side effects, and it made my stomach feel better. I was talking about like IBS, so I had like really irritable bowel syndrome where anything I ate would like make me feel very nauseous and like go have diarrhea or not the opposite of diarrhea. I had a constipation because nothing was digesting properly. And I don't know why my body was like that, and I realized it's because of the numerous courses of antibiotics. It really destroyed my gut, and because the gut is like the most important function like for your body,
it's linked to so many different skin health, mental health.
Yeah,
you know.
So when that was like on its down low, everything in my body was also like panicking and nothing was working. So when I took Zilch, it was like healing all different parts of my body. Could you explain how it works with all the different like herbs?
The components of Zilch?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you pick up a bottle, you'll actually see that there's a huge ingredient list here. It is actually made up of 17 ingredients, and I'm not going to go through all 17 of them because that can be quite confusing
like
for the normal person, but we'll group it. So there is a group of herbs in there that are for essentially detoxing and helping with excess inflammation in the skin level. So that's what's going to typically help you bring that redness and that inflammation and that sort of really lumpy stuff down quite quickly. Then you've got another group of herbs that are used for what we would call like blood stagnation.
Yes. The pants in my face. But okay.
You can then there's herbs in there that are help with blood circulation. So in Chinese medicine, we believe that when you've got stagnation, it can come up as blockages, and that's what those big
like
lumpy,
the
cloggedness. So it's almost like I had a pimple come up and it's been 7 or 10 days and it hasn't gone down there. That's usually some sort of background stagnation. So it's working on free flowing and promoting that blood circulation. that same group of herbs also helps with promoting healing, because obviously the more blood circulation you have going to the area, the more oxygenation and nutrition that's working with the cells to heal. So people that are on Zilch will actually say, hey, it's been 2 weeks, I'm still getting breakouts, but they're healing a lot faster.
Yeah.
Yes. Obviously, there is also a group of ingredients that help with, we believe in, you've heard of yin yang maybe? So yin is the cold, yang is the hot, just typically. We kind of look at it as there's usually an excess heat or some sort of toxicity pattern in the body that's venting out of the skin. So there are ingredients that help with releasing that heat and inflammation from the body. So it's those three groups of ingredients that sort of work together. And like you had mentioned, there are other reasons why people would break out: hormonal imbalances, digestive imbalances. But watch this space.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Zilch is going to be looking into releasing some other products for other
I'm so
patterns.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Like, I love that it really looks into the different things, talking about, healing the inflammation and releasing that toxicity, because that comes from a number of different things in this, like, society, because we're living in a world where eating processed foods, everything's like making us stress, and I think having that supplement really helps with
Just
all
a
this.
stressful lifestyle.
I know.
All the social media and everything that we have to keep up
Talking
with.
like so many different things right now, but I'm super excited for what's in
come.
store. Yeah, for Zilch as well.
Well,
And-
while I have you, I'm not actually sure if I told you, we're bringing Zilch to the US. So
Wow, I didn't even know that.
January, whoever is in the US and wants
Oh
to
my
come and
God.
see us, we're going to be at the Indie Beauty Expo, IBE.
That is so exciting.
So it's going to be in LA, and
Oh my God.
it's going to be our first showcase in US. So
Oh my god. So in
Yes.
January?
in January,
I really want to
2019.
book a flight and support you guys as well. I would love to
we
do that.
should probably look into bringing you over.
Oh my god, that would be
There you go.
amazing. Yeah. It's so exciting. Like,
It is, yeah.
I'm always so happy to promote Zilch because I truly believe in it. Like, I never want to work with companies who are so fake, and they like hire different people when they've never actually had acne. I've
Yeah.
seen influencers.
Like this.
Yeah, I know, holding
And
the
you're like,
product.
what, really?
Yeah, and they have like clear skin, and it's just a sad thing because a lot of companies out there really like thrive on people's desperation, and I never want to be that type of person because I've been through that, and that's why I love it so much.
Yeah. So, fast forward, 6, 8 months, 12 months, and we opened international shipping, and, there's, people are receiving it so well, and the US was just the next natural step for our brand to go towards, because I think my research was that there's 60 million people that suffer from acne
Wow.
in America alone.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, so many people suffer from acne, yet you barely see it on social media, and it sucks because we aren't represented, and we feel like we're like alienated. We feel different. We feel like we're odd, and I'm so glad that I can use this platform to make you guys realize that this is what everyone goes through, and it's okay. It's not something like you shouldn't be treated like a monster just because you have things on your face, So yeah.
And interesting you say that, because I used to actually have acne. So I don't know if some people have read my bio, in my teens into my 20s, and it wasn't until I started working as a Chinese medicine doctor that I had access to the herbs when I started treating my own skin.
Yeah.
So there's authenticity in the fact that I actually know how that feels as well.
That's why I respect you so much.
Thanks.
Sharing your experience and your knowledge with all of us, and it's great to be working with someone who's actually been through that. I just wanted to ask some of the frequently asked questions that people wanted me to answer.
Yeah.
This one's a hard-hitting question. We wanted to ask why.
I'm gonna try my best.
I wanted some of my followers asked why is Zilch kind of so costly?
The process of Zilch really is, I will make an order, they will go and source all these herbs and then extract it for me. So this process from start to finish is a very long one. It's about 3 months production time for it to actually be made. So that's going to sort of
3
impact
months.
in the cost as well. So the production line and the production cost and the ingredients that go in there, to be honest, aren't cheap at all. There's also the costs involved with actually, how would I say it, getting the brand out there. So it's not really so much marketing cost, but it's the cost for us to actually look after the product, legally, because it is a TGA approved product, it's not as easy as just slap a label on it and put it on the shelf. So there's a lot of sort of regulations and red tape and standards that we have to abide by to make sure that it's efficient and safe for the public.
Yeah.
So that's probably it's sort of this the quality control part of
the quality control, that's
and
what it
also
is,
the construction, the manufacturing costs and what's going to be in there. But I like to think of it this way: is you're paying for a bottle about $139 for a bottle, which can typically last you 4 to 6 weeks. You go for a facial and it's $180.
That's so true.
Minimum.
I've spent so much money on like facials, lasers. Like I've done like a couple of lasers that didn't really work. And then I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on skincare. So I feel like when it comes to Zilch, it's more of like you need to remind yourself it's an investment. Like,
and it's also not a long-term journey.
Exactly. And
so,
you don't have to take this forever.
So we should talk about that actually. So Zilch is designed so that it's going to go into the body and sort of do what it needs to do from the inside out, but it's not going to be something that you have to use as a management. So it's not going to be something that you have to stay on forever. It's going to be something that you might take for maybe say 1 or 2 months until your skin really starts clearing up and calming down. And what it's essentially trying to do is actually balance that disharmony in the body. And once that's balanced, it should, given that you know typically look after your lifestyle, eat well and all that kind of stuff, things should just maintain
I
themselves.
did not look after my lifestyle after like, so when I took Zilch for 2 months, it worked really well, but because I had this period of time where I was so stressed, my acne started coming back. So it's really important to kind of look after your body and to listen to what it needs. So that's definitely important. Yes.
So like when your body is giving you a symptom like acne, it's actually telling you there's something wrong.
Yeah, I always say that.
Do you know what I mean?
When you have acne, you have like droopy eyes, etc., it's always your body telling you, you need like help me, you know. And if you're taking raw accutane, antibiotics, you're taking something else away from the body and making it like stress out even more. So that's why Zilch is more of a supplement on like to help harmonize, as you said. Yeah.
I like to explain it really easy example is, let's just talk about the inflammation in the body, right? So you go, oh, well, if you're just using Zilch for detoxing, then won't it come back? But it's like we say, like a car engine. If there is a blockage in the car engine, what will happen to your engine? It'll eventually overheat and it'll blow up. Similarly to the body, if you've got inflammation in the body, that accumulates and essentially vents somehow, and that's coming out as pimples. But where is that coming from? It's usually coming from some sort of blockage or stagnation or circulation problem. So we can help with the inflammation, but if we don't have ingredients in there that help with promoting that blood circulation, you're never really going to get onto the bottom of it. So it's kind of like there is an aspect of, we're just managing it, but then there's a huge aspect of actually clearing the root cause of it.
I am so blessed to have Vivian here. I hope we answered most of your questions. Look how red my face is compared to yours. You're like the epitome of beauty.
Don't be silly.
I'm beauty my own way. So thank you so much for answering all the questions and explaining the ins and outs of Zilch.
You're so welcome.
I'm so excited to share this with you guys so you guys can watch it. And if you have any other questions, you can pop it in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. I'm sending you all my love and light. Mwah. See ya. Bye.